Hello, everyone, and welcome to my live stream. I'm so glad for you to join me here today, and there's a lot for us to talk about. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, we're going to be talking about how the market is behaving, its recovery, USDC DPEG, what could be causing the pump right now, as well as many other altcoin gems that I'm looking into, altcoin gems that I'm accumulating right now, and I believe will do very well in the next bull run. So, if you don't want to miss any of that, then be sure to watch the whole live stream. Stick around, and there's a lot to cover. I would also be taking comments from you, my viewers. Thank you so much, Ruth Smitha, for joining me here today. I really appreciate you, and for every other viewer that joins me here today. Hopefully, we might have some of the gem hunters join us in the live stream today. So let's get started. Bitcoin. In normal crypto fashion, the market is going up when many people expected Bitcoin to be going down. And, I'm not going to be the one to complain about it. It's all good. There's a lot of green on the board. We're going to look at why this is happening and, not just Bitcoin, but USDC as well. I mean, can you imagine panicking and selling all of your cryptos that you are holding? Imagine selling your stable coins at a loss because you are afraid of losing that DPEG. And that's the thing that's one of the major issues we're going to cover in the crypto space today. We're going to look at emotional trading, and we're going to look at how you can overcome this kind of emotional aspects in crypto space, because believe me, if you want to make it in the crypto space, you must learn how to bridle your emotions. There are times when things can be so scary, and if you were with us, if we were watching the live stream with Seth and I and Crypto Grinds, I remember saying very clearly that the bears tend to be very loud, and not just the bears, the bulls as well. We have bulls always making a noise whenever things pump by like 5%. Then the same with bears. This is very emotional trading, and if you can't control that emotion, you're going to make a loss. You're going to be bullish when you shouldn't be, and you're going to be overly bearish when you shouldn't be. Always approach the crypto space from a neutral perspective, from a calm perspective, from a calculated perspective, and that's when you're going to succeed in the space. So yeah, it's really good to see Bitcoin and the entire market's recovering right now. And what could be causing this? Well, the feds are stepping in. People are realizing that okay, that Bitcoin and Silvergates, the bank run that they're facing in Silvergates, the American government are trying to do something about it, and people are going to be compensated. And the funniest thing is, it's all mayhem in the fiat world. It's all mayhem where we have institutions and regulations, but crypto is still holding strong. Crypto is obviously here to stay. And I really believe, there might be another reason, personally, why another reason why I think this might be happening is very interesting tweet here from CZ. Given the changes in stable coins and banks, Binance will convert the remaining of 1 billion industry recovery initiative funds from BUSD to native crypto, including Bitcoin, BNB, and ETH. So I'm just wondering, I'm throwing this out there. Could this have something to do with some of the recovery we're seeing? Just something for you to think about. So imagine, like, I kept saying it, Seth and I kept saying it, the gem hunters kept saying it. Bridle your emotions. Imagine losing this opportunity of Bitcoin sub 20K. You know, is really sad. And congratulations to all the holders who didn't panic sell. People who are investing because they know they're investing in the fundamentals. Congratulations to them. When things like this happen, when Bitcoin was on sub 20K, there are two types of people you see in the market. You see people who are ruled completely by fear, and you also see people who are ruled completely by greed. And all of these things, fear and greed, this is being controlled completely by your emotions. The people who win in situations like this are the smart people who are able to calculate, people who have plans. If you bought Bitcoin and you are letting your emotions dictate every single move you make in the crypto space, you're going to get burnt a lot. So Imagine those, there were people who were so fearful and they started calling for 15K. I mean, Bitcoin was on 16K, and these are the same people that were calling for these are the same these are the greedy people, sorry. Bitcoin was on 15K last year, and these are the people calling for 12K, 10K. Bitcoin was at a good entry position. Even if you don't want to put all of your funds in, Bitcoin was at a good position to get some exposure to. So instead of being greedy, if you were smart, you would know, okay, this is a major dip. I can either accumulate some more or get some exposure to this certain cryptocurrency or any other altcoin that has solid fundamentals. So greed, don't let greed hold you back from great opportunities. Greed didn't help anyone in the crypto space this past week, and neither did fear. We got people who were panicking, selling all of their assets, and now they are crying right now because they sold in fear, and the market is recovering 10%, 20%, 30% on many other crypto projects. They let fear control them, and they are coming out at a loss. Letting your emotions control you is very horrible in the crypto space. You need to step back. Sometimes the best trades to make is no trade at all. Sometimes the best thing you need to do is sit on your hands and don't make any trade. Observe the market, calculate where you have your stop losses, calculate when you want to DCA some more. And this is where DCA comes in, irrespective of the price action. I mean, what's the difference? 19K, 20K, if in the end you're planning to sell Bitcoin when it gets to 100K. So don't let fear or extreme fear or greed, don't let it control you in the crypto market. You need to have full control of your emotions, and you need to act smart. So there's fear, there's greed, and both of them, people were greedy, people wanted Bitcoin to go to 12K because they were seeing it as 19K. Imagine losing that opportunity of Bitcoin sub 20K. They lost that opportunity. And the people who were so fearful, they started panic selling. They also have come out at a loss in situations like this. So, in situations like this, being a smart trader, controlling your emotions is always the way to go in the crypto space. So, yeah, always DCA, dollar cost average, depending on how the market behaves. If there's a major dip, you can decide, oh, let me DCA some more, let me put some more, funds into these projects because there's a major dip. I can accumulate some more and lower my overall average. Or you can decide, okay, let me, have some of my stop losses in place and sell 10% in case it goes lower so I can have more dry powder, or you can increase your position. What is important here is make a plan, stick to the plan. You have to act smart. Don't let fear or greed dictate how you behave in the markets. Otherwise, you lose. So that brings me to one of the major topics for today. And what are the kind of projects I'm accumulating right now? What are the kind of projects that I believe would do well? And personally, I think 2023 is going to be a year of accumulating great crypto projects, because in the long, what is Bitcoin on 24K now? Oh my God, Bitcoin isn't really giving anyone a break right now. 24K. Imagine losing that opportunity when Bitcoin was sub 20K. Imagine hoping Bitcoin goes lower than 19K. Why would you lose that opportunity? You have Bitcoin at lower than 20K. Even if it goes lower than 19K, that is a good position for accumulating. Even if it goes lower than that, you can accumulate some more. That's the point of dollar cost averaging. If you let extreme fear or if you let extreme greed manipulate you in the market, you can't make it. You are going to get seriously burnt. So imagine this is the so much opportunities people got for accumulating Bitcoin sub 20K. And people are asking me, why is Bitcoin dumping? I mean, dollar stable coins are depegging. What other store of value do you think people would move on to in the crypto space? They'll move up to Bitcoin. And you see Bitcoin at sub 20K, a good opportunity to get in, and you want a measly 3% drop when Bitcoin can make you a 20% gain in 24 hours. You want Bitcoin to go down to 17K. man, that's not, you can't make it in the space like that. You can't be a good investor. You're going to get burnt a lot if you become overly greedy or overly fearful. Learn to bridle your emotions and be a smart trader. Analyze the markets, know when to get in, know that your dollar cost averaging, and you would make it either way. Because if your dollar cost average, if it goes down some more, you're lowering your average. If it goes up more, you'll be happy you bought in. So yeah, I'm just really surprised to see Bitcoin, shoot up over 24K in this live stream. Market is pumping, but either way, I'm not going to get overly bullish, like I said. I'm still going to move cautiously within the space, and I'm not going to abandon the fundamentals that I'm talking about and how to survive in this space. So, what are the kind of projects I'm looking at? I'm going to pay attention to projects that will do well in the next bull run. And what kind of projects are those? Projects that have strong utility. 2023 is the year of accumulating great crypto projects with solid utility. And the Feds are coming, they are trying to make way for CBDCs. Crypto is on survival mode right now. So the kinds of projects that I'm looking to invest in are two projects that support interoperability, because the crypto space is trying to survive, and they're trying to come together to bring up the best that they can put out there. So projects that support interoperability will do well because they take the best from all aspects of different blockchain. And so pay attention to projects that support interoperability depending on whatever niche you are looking at. And another set of projects I'm looking at are blockchain tools, projects that aid the survival or the existence of other crypto projects. And we are going to be looking at some examples now, but if you want to see these projects, if you want to get closer to my thought processes, if you want to see the projects I'm researching as soon as I'm researching them, guys, consider joining my Patreon. It's more than just buy alerts. We have exit strategies, we have entry strategies. I also I do a lot of one-on-one consultations. Look at the projects you are talking about, check your portfolios, and so much more. I put a link to that in my description. Ignore anybody pretending to be me that messages you first. I will never ever message anyone first. So if anyone messages you first claiming to be SSM crypto, that's a scammer, 100%. You can check my Patreon link in the description. So based on what I said, projects that support interoperability, projects that support the survival of other crypto projects. These projects are going to do excellent in the next bull run, because we're going to see a lot of other crypto projects in the crypto space adopting them. We're going to see them as blockchain tools. And the first project, one that I discovered a very long time ago, shout out to my patrons for getting in early on this project, and that's the XP network. The XP network is a great one, guys. Don't sleep on this project. One of the things I love about it is they are constantly, yeah, by the way, hit the like, guys. One of the things I love about this project is they are constantly partnering, releasing updates. We've got different NFT projects integrating the XP network for their projects, because this project is a good tool, and this is a very good example of what I'm talking about. The XP network is the first blockchain agnostic project for NFTs migration between one blockchain to another. Imagine D-gods, imagine youths. They got tired of Solana and its I'm sorry, my network is always misbehaving here, and that was lead me to another project that I really love, because I always see utility. I tend to see utility in projects where Europeans or Americans don't see utility. Being an African, I have a certain unique experience with crypto projects. So yeah, the XP network is a great one. I know I've been talking about it. I'm excited because I really want people to see what I'm seeing with this project. Great blockchain tool, allowing NFT projects, bringing more utility to the NFT NFT space, blockchain tools are going to be adopted by other projects, and that's the theme for today. Projects that aid adoption, projects that allow other people projects form within the space with good narratives. So just take a look at their Twitter. Casper. Casper Network, a hybrid blockchain, is the latest blockchain to allocate a grant to the XP network. Guys, if you think, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the tab. All right, here's the tab. Casper becomes the latest blockchain to allocate grants to the XP network free. So, if there's an NFT project on Casper, XP network is going to be useful. If there's an NFT project, if, like, for example, misses a new one, if they need to bridge over to other blockchains, they want to work with, they want cross-chain NFT functionality, they can use XP Network. If you're an NFT project, you're on Elrond, and you move over to Binance, you use XP Network. Guys, if only you could see how relevant this project is, and the market cap is sitting at, I'm planning to bring it up on CoinGecko. This market cap is wrong, but the market cap is less than 3 million, about $2 million in market cap, and 50% in circulation. I'm going to bring it up on CoinGecko real quick. If you can see that this project has this much utility, has this much functionality, imagine how much more it will grow in the bull run, because the projects we're covering today are projects that are going to be useful in the next bull run. So imagine NFT projects coming up left, right, and center, and they need a tool like this that can help them securely bridge their assets from one blockchain to another. Then we've got adoption with those projects like this blowing up. So that's why I'm bullish on XP Network. That's why I believe it's going to go up to hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, especially in the next bull run. And I'm going to bring it up right now on CoinGecko, where we have more accurate reading of the tokenomics. Here you can see it has 56% in circulation out of its 1 billion limited supply, and a cap of just $2.1 million. So guys, just imagine every NFT project in the space is using this, is using XP Network. Imagine that much adoption. I believe this project is going to do very well. And we're going to move on to a project that is quickly becoming one of my favorite gaming projects, as Altura. I love Altura because this is a project that also aids adoption, which again is the theme for today's video. Altura helps blockchain game developers create games on the blockchain, and it's more than just a game. It's got a strong utility, a gaming project that is verified by Unity. Guys, that's a very big deal, because Unity is one of the biggest Web2 gaming marketplace. Not just a marketplace, a developer-focused project game engine that a lot of gamers, a lot of developers, a lot of creators use to create games in the Web2 space. Now, imagine Unity saying, that Outside is a verified solution for creating games for free. If you are a creator and you want to make games in the Web3 space, this is a project that is adoption. This is a great chain too. So Altura is definitely one that you should pay close attention to. Altura, you can see with Altura, you can create, update, and transfer NFTs in game without technical complexity or costly investment. Technical complexity or costly investment. They remove that intimidating factor that many people are scared of when getting into the space, and financially friendly as well, without costly investments. So this is a project that is adoption, and I believe it's going to do very well as a result of that. Yes, my friend, I really hope you guys can hope the network is not as bad as before. Yeah, I really need to get some fiber optic internet over here. But speaking of internet, that leads me to another local gem that I've been covering for a very long time, since it was on 18 cents, and that's Mask. Mask is a great browsing solution, borderless, and it allows people to get rewarded for providing internet service, for providing the bandwidth for people like me to browse, and Mars does this in a very efficient manner. They've got more than just, VPNs, they've got dApps, they've got wallets, they've got very good system in place without using VC fundings or private fundings. That shows how this project is so useful. I really believe a lot of people are going to see the importance of a borderless internet, an internet that cannot be cut off or censored by government, any centralized entity. And yeah, Mask is a great one. I love their mission. I love the use case. I love the token. Mask combines the benefits of VPN and Tor technology to create a superior next generation privacy software. Aside from the fact that Mask is creating borderless internet, it also has strong security. Your data won't get leaked on the internet, and that's an issue. That security, whether or not you are into crypto, whether or not you love crypto, this is a very strong use case for a project like this. We don't want your information being leaked on the internet and being sold on the dark web, and that's where Mask comes in. So I really love this project. I really love the vision. And if you look at the people that are running nodes to make sure the system operates, is also in a centralized manner. They're all in France running nodes to make sure, providing bandwidth, to make sure network remains borderless. People in Korea, people in Africa, people in Europe, people in the Americas. If they keep providing this, then we can achieve, a safe and secure internet browsing experience that cannot be censored, and you get rewarded with the utility token for doing this. So they've also got wallet, they've got the VPN. People think, oh, why should I use Mask when I can just pay for Shark VPN or any other VPN service out there? Well, the difference is you don't need your credit card to use the Mask browser. You only need your decentralized anonymous wallet. So when you want to use any VPN service, you have to provide your own personal information. You have to provide your own banking details. And there are countries that don't allow you to use VPN service. For example, India. In India today, VPN services are not encouraged. So if I want to enjoy the internet everywhere in the world is increasingly becoming globalized. Everyone is interacting with each other. And thanks to crypto, I've got friends in New Zealand, in Australia, in America, in the UK, in Sweden, all over the world. Why not let that internet, why not allow that exist on the internet as well? Let's interact with people in Singapore, in the Middle East, and get to know each other. So yeah, Mask provides a VPN service that can allow you to hop from country to country without any form of restriction. And I believe that's a good thing. I believe this is a project that a lot of people will adopt. And they're integrating, they're also releasing updates. A project that is constantly releasing updates is something I truly like. And the next project, the last project before I take some comments, is another project that aids adoption, and that's the Broccoli network. Now, the name might sound like it's a meme coin. This project that truly aids adoption of cryptocurrency. Once the bull run starts, once people are stopping and using the blockchain left, right, and center, once the activity on Bitcoin becomes extreme, once Ethereum gas fees become $50 per transaction, there's going to be a lot of energy talks. And there's going to be talks about why we can't use crypto because crypto is not sustainable. So even if that's not a concern for a project, if you're an environmentalist and you want to contribute to a project, by simply using the Mask network, you can achieve two things. One, offset your transactions if you are not environmentally friendly, or two, directly contribute in a very simple and cheap way to positive environmental actions. And I really like that fact. With the Mask network, other blockchains, other crypto projects can use Mask. Other crypto projects can use the Broccoli network to offset their transactions, to offset their carbon emissions to become more environmentally friendly. According to a Harvard study, for every $1 transaction, the electricity here. According to a Harvard study, for every $1 transaction, there's a 66 cents carbon emission. So this is an issue. Once crypto becomes popular, once people are trying to adopt blockchain, they discover it's not friendly. Do me a favor, log onto your take your system or bring out your phone, just type in NFTs. One of the top results is NFTs are not energy efficient, or NFTs have big energy consumption. So energy talks are always an issue in the crypto space. Remember Elon Musk in 2021 when he was tweeting Bitcoin, and everyone was bullish, and he's going to accept Bitcoin payments at Tesla. And then all of a sudden, there were talks about, oh, Bitcoin is environmentally friendly and we can't go on with it. And then he dropped it. We lost a lot of momentum then. Same with Mr. Beast. He received a lot of criticism because of his ocean program with NFTs. And people were like, nah, man, the NFTs they're using, they consume a lot of energy. You can't use this for any environmental act. And Mr. Beast using crypto and NFTs ended here. So a lot of projects cut short. A lot of projects can't continue their dream or continue their goals because people won't adopt it due to energy reasons. However, if they can adopt a project like this, a project that is adopting a blockchain tool using the APIs, using the network, the project will do well. And even if they don't adopt it, this project by itself provides a lot of DeFi tools. I mean, just check this out. Blockchain network, they use AI, bots, answering about environmental issues, which I think is new, but also have their own DeFi tools that you can use. So if I swap using Brooklyn Network, I contribute 10% of my gas fees to environmental costs, which I detect for them to use. They can use it to plant trees, they can use it to recycle, or they can use it for green energy solutions, which I think is very neat. So they're not just relying on other crypto projects to use their platform, but they also have DeFi tools as well. They also have, a platform to aid adoption. So Web3 will completely revolutionize the way we protect the climate. If you want to protect the climate using this project directly, you can do so. If you decide, okay, I want to contribute to the climate in a very passive and positive manner, simply use the Brooklyn network. I think this is going to be huge, especially once the growth starts and people start getting energy conscious because there's a lot of activity in the space. So yeah, Brooklyn network is definitely one, a low-cap gem in my opinion. I mean, this is a project sitting at the market cap of 1.4 million. Imagine this project goes to 100 million. You're looking at over 50x from this point. And this is a project that can very well go to hundreds of millions of dollars. Definitely one you should pay attention to. And I really like the fact that they integrated AI. They use AI as a tool, a good tool for educating people. They've got NFTs as well. They've also got announcements. And this is a fully diluted market here. It's not all talk. One of the things I like about the project too is you can check their Twitter space as well. They are actively doing this. It's something you can verify yourself. They've planted trees, thousands of trees in different countries all around the world, and they're also contributing positively to research and recycling. So yeah, that's my take for today. Pay attention to projects that aid adoption, pay attention to blockchain tools that are relevant to many of the projects, and by next bull run, you'll see them that these projects are doing very well. So yeah, I think I'll stop there for today. There aren't much questions. And yeah, thank you so much, Ruth Smitha, for considering my patron. First things first, I'd like to let people know I do my best to provide a lot of value, irrespective of joining my Patreon. So don't feel pressured to join my Patreon if you don't want to, or if you're not comfortable with it. I mean, just subscribe and turn on the notification. You still get a lot of good value. But if you do want to join the Patreon, then I'll be happy to provide my services, buy alerts, sell alerts, one-on-one consultations, portfolio reviews, and so much more. So if you want to do that, just check the link in my description. You'll see a place where you can message me and I'll give you information. Because, yeah, like you, Rosita, there's no Patreon in my country. So I use to payment solutions. That's why I tell people to join me. So I'm going to give you a quick example. One of the projects that I really like that, I believe would do very well, a great gaming farmers. I mean, let me bring this up real quick. My internet is in the place right now. Uh, so if you were on my Patreon, for example, you would be over a 2x on this project. You would be having up to a 5x at its peak. However, just watching the YouTube channel alone, I called this project when it was merely it was 50% less than its price, about 5% right now, 0.004. So yeah, I've talked about this project, was 0.003. So over close to 2x even, so from just the videos done. So yeah, I do that. I do like to give a lot of value. You can also check out the free Discord and Telegram as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me in today's live. I'm sorry I can't, there aren't much comment for me to go through projects, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe and take care, guys.